Social media is absolutely buzzing with reactions to the Chargers signings, and honestly, nobody seems too thrilled with what we're seeing so far. Let's have a look what the Chargers are doing. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. So, fans are pretty frustrated about these signings, and I can see why. For example, Jalen Reagor getting an extension has a lot of people scratching their heads. The reaction has been, why did they sign this guy? And so on. But here's the thing. I get where people are coming from. Reagor hasn't exactly been a standout player. He was drafted by the Eagles, first round, 21st overall, and hasn't lived up to that status. He started 27 of 64 regular season games across stints with the Eagles, Vikings, Patriots, and Chargers. His career stats? Just 86 receptions for around 1,000 yards. So yeah, we're not talking about an elite talent here. Still, the Chargers must see something in him. They picked him up mid-season last year, and clearly they liked what they saw enough to extend him. He's a TCU guy, and let's be honest, there's always some skepticism around TCU players. That's been part of the conversation too. My belief is that he's a good pickup, not a great pickup, but at the end of the day, he's going to have to fight for a spot. I think he has the potential to contribute, especially as a punt returner or in certain special teams roles. He's got the speed, but the focus needs to be on developing his route running ability. Maybe the argument here is that the coaching staff believes they can get more value out of him moving forward. I get it. It's not a flashy signing. What do you think? I'm sure the comments are going to be pretty lively on this one. So let's throw it out there. Now, moving on to Troy Dye, a lot of people have mixed feelings about this one, but I personally think he's a solid pickup. Very affordable, and he's proven to be a great special teams player and a dependable depth linebacker. When he was out there, he did a good job. Was he the best linebacker? No, of course not. We all know that. To give some context, Nick Neiman recently signed with another team and got paid a decent amount. Meanwhile, Troy Dye played 17 games for the Chargers, made 5 starts as a linebacker, and posted career highs: 52 tackles, 31 of them solo, along with 1.5 sacks and 2 tackles for loss. Primarily, he's a special teamer, but I think he's going to be a strong addition to the team. Again, not a flashy signing. These pickups today are about adding depth. You need veterans to balance things out, so I want to emphasize again, he's a good player. Not the best in the league, sure, but a reliable depth piece. Now, moving on to a name that a lot of people were hoping to see back, Denzel Perryman. Yes, he's back, and I absolutely love this move. I don't think he ever wanted to leave in the first place. Perryman was drafted by the Chargers, and it feels like he wants to finish his career here. He's an incredible player, a true stud on the field, and an even better presence in the locker room. You need players like this, guys who bring that leadership, experience, and grit. It's a great move, and I think it's one fans can really get behind. Denzel Perryman plays hard, and he hits hard. That's just who he is, an extremely physical linebacker. Now, he's not the strongest option in coverage, so he's better suited for run-heavy situations. If you put him in certain coverage packages, he could get exposed, but when it comes to stopping the run, he's a solid option. Looking ahead, Junior Colson might step up in a bigger role, but having someone like Perryman around is still a big plus. Whether he's on the sideline mentoring younger players or stepping in when needed, his presence makes a difference. For 2025, I think Perryman will take on more of a secondary role, but we'll see how things play out. Having a veteran like him in the locker room is always a good thing, whether it's his leadership, his coaching ability, or just the energy he brings. Who knows? Maybe Perryman ends up stepping into a coaching role if he decides to retire with the Chargers after 2025. He could become a linebacker coach, only time will tell. But for now, I like this signing. Again, it's not flashy, but it's a solid depth move. Now let's talk about Benjamin St-Juste, a 2021 third-round pick from Washington State who also spent a season with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. He's a big guy, 6 feet 3 inches, 200 pounds, so he brings some real size to the position. He's similar to Cam Hart in terms of build, though Hart might be slightly bigger. St-Juste will join a cornerback group that includes Dante Jackson, who was just signed recently. Jackson is a strong zone corner, and I think Benjamin could complement him well. Harbaugh clearly knows his potential, and I'd bet Jesse Minter is also familiar with what St-Juste brings to the table. Overall, this feels like a solid move for depth, and I'm optimistic about how it'll play out. Let's take a moment to really look at this cornerback room. Dante Jackson, Tarheeb Still, Cam Hart, Dean Leonard, J. Sir Taylor, and now Benjamin St-Juste. That is a solid group of players. And as Brandon Staley has said time and time again, you can never have too many cornerbacks in the NFL. I completely agree with that philosophy. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the team still drafts another cornerback this year. We all know Elijah Molden can step in and play cornerback if needed too, with his versatility to cover different positions. Who knows? There might even be another addition coming. We'll see. But for now, the cornerback depth is looking great. Defensively, though, I'd say we probably still need another defensive lineman. Some of those needs will likely be addressed in the draft, but as it stands, this cornerback group is in a really good place. So, guys, what do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section.